Hi everyone, Elisa with Jots Designs. In this video, I'm going to make a ring dish that is great for beginners to resin. I will be using this ring holder swan that I got off of Amazon and this glass candle holder that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's great as a base and it has little feet, so the underside is already complete and ready to go. I'll be using some black Copic alcohol ink just to tint the resin a little, and then I've got some celestial glitter from Dryer Days Art Studio, and the stuff is amazing. And then for the resin, I will be using the general resin, which is now called Premium Quality Clear Epoxy Resin from the Epoxy Resin store. And it's a 1-to-1 ratio epoxy, so that means 1 part of A and 1 part of B. I will also be using some products I just received from Eco Art Solutions. They have many products that are reusable and it helps you be more eco-friendly. The mixing set includes 2 measuring cups, both with ounces and milliliters for markings. And then there's 2 silicone stirring stick sleeves, and you get 24 wood stirring sticks that you can just slide right in there and then use over and over. The set also includes 6 pouring cups. You get 2 1-ounce, 2 6-ounce, and 2 12-ounce cups. They each have measurements on the sides and they're on the outside of the cups, and that makes it so much easier to see when you're pouring into them. Everything is very easy to clean and the resin will just peel right off if it's cured, or you can just wipe it down once you're done mixing. And then for any of the extra little bits, you can wash it with some dish soap and warm water, and that helps get those off. I have links for the products I'm using in the description and also discount codes for Dryer Days Art Studio, the Epoxy Resin store, and Eco Art Solutions, so definitely check those out. Alright, I'm just going to get the resin mixed up here. Always start by pouring the hardener first, and again it's a 1-to-1 ratio resin, so I'm doing 1 ounce of hardener and then 1 ounce of resin. Then I'm going to mix it thoroughly, making sure to scrape the sides, the bottom, and the stick as well. And usually mixing takes about 3 to 5 minutes, but I always make sure that there's no what I call wispies left, especially after scraping the sides. That's usually when you see them and you just want to continue mixing until you see no more wispies. Since I want to just tint the resin, I'm going to do just a few drops of the alcohol ink before adding the glitter. And then for the glitter, I'm going to add 3 little scoops and get that all mixed up. And after checking that, I decided I needed a little bit more of the ink, so I added 3 more drops and I was ready to go. Now, resin is self-leveling, so you want to make sure your piece is as level as possible. I've found sometimes that with these glass dishes and some trays and such, that the bottom itself isn't always level compared to the lip, so I'll often use this little tiny level on the bottom surface itself just to make sure. After adding the resin to the dish, I tilt it around to spread it out to the edge. And now I'm not filling the dish all the way up the lip since I will be adding an additional layer of resin and I still want a little bit of lip left at the end. Then I'm using a torch and quickly moving it around just above the surface to pop the bubbles. And then I'll let it sit overnight to cure. Now that it's cured, I see I made a mistake, and really I should have just done a solid black base layer first, because all the glitter just sank to the bottom and you can't see it really unless you turn it over. And real quick, I want to show you how easy it is to peel the cured resin off these Eco Art cups. I always take the big chunks off first and then I wash them in a bucket of warm water with dish soap and just scrape the little bits off with my fingers. Then I either strain the water or let it evaporate so that way I can throw the resin bits away and make sure they don't go down the drains. Since you can't see the glitter really, I'm going to do another thin layer of just glitter, and I'll be using 1 ounce of resin. And since I'm mixing in the 1 ounce cup, I'm using a plastic makeup spatula to mix. And the nice thing about these is that the resin will peel off them easily too. I do try to just wipe them clean before the resin cures, but it's nice to not have to throw it away if I forget, which is often, and it cures. I grabbed some 91% isopropyl alcohol and wiped down the swan to get off any fingerprint oils. Then I did the same as before and poured the resin in and tilted it around to spread it out. I also stuck a little resin in the hole on the bottom of the swan, just so that way when it settles and cures, it's just making one big solid piece really it's not needed. It's just something I am reassured by. And then I placed the swan down and made sure it was centered the way I wanted it. I sprayed some of the isopropyl alcohol on the entire piece to pop all of the bubbles this time, and then I double checked the placement of the swan. Once that was cured, I mixed up another ounce of resin for a top coat, and often when glitter is used, some will stick up from the surface, so you'll want to add a clear layer. If your piece is smooth, a clear layer is not necessary, but 99% of the time I will add a clear layer anyway, and it just helps give the piece more depth. I then use a food tent to cover it and let it cure. And here it is done. I love how it looks like the swan is floating in space. I mean, seriously, that celestial glitter is aptly named. I love it. All right, guys, please let me know if you have any questions and what you think of this piece in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up and check out the description for links to products, the discount codes, and a lot more. Again, I'm Elisa with Jots Designs, and I'll see you next time. Bye.